Sketchpad to graph transformation. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to use Sketchpad to graph transformations. So when you're in Sketchpad, you open it up and you want to go first to graph and then define coordinate system so that you get this nice grid system. And then you have it all set up the way you need to. Now let's say that you wanted to graph the function y equals absolute value of x. If you want to graph the function y equals absolute value of x, it's a little bit different in Sketchpad because you don't have these little absolute value bar signs. So go to graph and then plot new function. And like I said, there's no bar signs here. That's not one of the symbols. So you go underneath functions, and then we're going to find the absolute value function. So it's right at there. This is divided into two parts. It's the top of the second part there, ABS. That stands for absolute value function. And let's say you just want to graph the absolute value of x. So just type in x. And now looking up here in this gray part by my arrow here, f of x equals absolute value of x. That's f of x is the same as y. So when I wrote y equals absolute value of x, that's the same as f of x. So it looks like it's supposed to, so then I can click OK. So that is the function, the absolute value function graphed. If you want to graph, I'm going to delete that. If you want to graph the parabola y equals x squared, which we also do a lot in Chapter 8, then go back to graph again, go to plot new function, and this time we just need x squared, so use this caret kind of hat looking thing, and that means it's squared. So look up here, we have g of x equals x squared. That's the same as y equals x squared. So it looks good, so I'll click OK. So now I've graphed the parabola function. Now what you'll have to do a lot of times in Chapter 8 is do transformations of this. So you might not have y equals x squared, you might have something like y equals x minus 3 squared, and maybe it'll say plus 1. So we've been talking in our meetings about what these different changes in the equations make it, how it makes the graph look different. And the plus 1, we'll see in a minute, should make it go up 1 unit, and the minus 3 should make this go to the right 3 units. So this should be a translation in right 3 and up 1. So we'll check this and we'll see if we're right. So we go to graph, plot new function, and I want it to look just like y equals parentheses x minus 3 parentheses squared plus 1. So I'll start typing. I don't need the y or the equals. I need the parentheses and then the x minus 3. And then I want the squared to be after the parentheses, so squared. And then I need my plus 1. Now I go back up in the gray area here. It says h of x equals x minus 3 squared plus 1. And I check over here. X minus 3 parentheses squared plus 1. It looks the same, looks good. So I'll click OK. And then here's my new function. This should be the image. I'm going to change it to a different color. So my new parabola is, we can see that it did indeed go up 1, and that it went to the right 1, 2, 3. So what I thought was going to happen with that equation did happen. So I kind of verified, I used Sketchpad to check that how it's been translated is how I thought it was going to be. And you can use Sketchpad to check all kinds of things. You can use it to check reflections with the negative. You can use it to check stretches and shrinks as well, because they're kind of hard to see without a graph. So that's just a little bit about how you can use Sketchpad to check your work with your transformations. And I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.